In Georgian, what time is it? Will be romeli saatiya, romeli saatiya. And after that, when we answer, we just delete romeli and we put a number instead of it. For example, it's 1 o'clock, 1, about the time. When we talk about the time, we use pirveli, pirveli. So it's 1 o'clock will be pirveli saatiya, pirveli saatiya. Pirveli saatiya, it's 1 o'clock. But after that, just it's 2 o'clock will be ori saatiya, it's 3 o'clock will be sami saatiya, it's 4 o'clock will be otchi saatiya, and so on till 12. Okay, just 1. We don't say erti, because if you know the Georgian numbers, 1 in Georgian is erti, but when we talk about the time, we want to say it's 1 o'clock. We don't use erti, we use pirveli. Just this one is changed. We say pirveli saatiya. So what time is it? Romeli saatiya, romeli saatiya. It's 1 o'clock. Pirveli saatiya, pirveli saatiya, and so on. For example, after that, when we say also the minutes, if it is written also the minutes, we always read 1 hour extra than it's written. For example, if it is written 4:10, 4:10, it means 10 past 4, yeah? It's 10 past 4, 4:10. There it's written 4. In Georgian, we read it 5. We always read 1 extra, 1 hour more. So it's written 4, it's written 4 and 10. We will read it 5. We will say hutis. Huti means 5. Huti means 5. And then we add is to the time. So huti, we add is, it becomes hutis. How many minutes? 10. So it will be 10 will be in Georgian ati, and then we say tsutia. Hutis ati tsutia. So the time, we read it 1 extra. Hours, we read 1 extra. It's written 4, we read it 5. We say hutis, then we say 10 ati, and then we say tsutia. Hutis ati tsutia. For example, if it is written 3 and 20, 3 and 20, so it's written 3, but we will read it 4, so we will read it otchi. We will add is, it will become otchis. 20 in Georgian is otsi, and then we say tsutia. Otchis, otsi, tsutia. Otchis, otsi, tsutia, and so on. At half, when it is half, it's 30. Again, we read 1 extra, and we add is, and then we say nachevaria. Nachevaria means half. So for example, it's written 3 and 30. 3 and 30. So it's written 3. We will read it otchi. We will read it 4. 1 extra we are reading. We will read it otchi. We will add is. It will become otchis. And then we say nachevaria. Otchis, nachevaria. It's written 5:30. 5 in Georgian is huti, but we will read 1 extra. So we will read 6. 6 in Georgian is ekusi. We add is. It becomes ekusis. And then we say nachevaria. Ekusis, nachevaria. After 30, again we read 1 extra, and we use the word aglia. Aglia. For example, it's written 4 and 40. 4:40. So it is 20 to 5. In English also they read 1 extra after 30, after half. So it's written 4:40. We will read it not 4, we will read it 5. We will say huts. Huts, huti is 5, but after 30 we don't add is, we add s to the hours. So huti becomes huts. Huts, then we say aglia, which means 2. So huts aglia, how many minutes? 20. So otsi tsuti. Tsuti means minutes. Otsi means 20. So huts aglia otsi tsuti. It's written, for example, 7:45. So it's 15 to 8. 15 to 8. So 8, it's written 7:45. We will read it 8. So we will read it rva. Rva is 8 in Georgian. We will add s. It will become rvas. Then we say aglia. How many minutes? 15 minutes. So 15 in Georgian is tchutmeti. Minutes in Georgian is tsuti. So rvas, aglia, tchutmeti, tsuti. So just remember that if it's written minutes, if it is written only 0, 0, no, we just read the exact time. For example, it's written 4 and 0, we just read 4 saatия, it's 4 o'clock. But after that, if we also read minutes, if we have minutes, we read the hours one more, one extra, okay? One extra. If it is written 3, we read it 4, so we read it 4. If it is written 4, we read it 5, we read it 5, and so on. Till half, we add is to the hours, so 4 becomes 4s, 5 becomes 5s, 6 becomes 6s, and so on. After half, we add s to the hours, so 5 becomes 5s, 6 becomes 6, 7 becomes 7, and so on. So Romeli saatия means what time is it? Romeli saatия, what time is it? For example, it's 5 o'clock. 5 saatия, 5 saatия, or if it is written 4 and 10, we will read it 5 saati tsutija, 5 saati tsutija, or if it is written 4:50, we will read it 5 aglija ati tsuti. 5 aglija ati tsuti. So, when in Georgian is rodis, when, rodis. And at, which we use in front of the time, for example, at 5 o'clock, at 10 o'clock, this preposition at in Georgian is ze. For example, at 5 o'clock will be 5 saat ze, okay? And when we use saat ze, as you see, 5 lost the last e, it became 5 saat ze at 5 o'clock, 5 saat ze at 5 o'clock. When it was written 4 and 10, how do we read it? We read it 5 saati tsutija. It's written 4 and 10, we read it 5 saati tsutija. But when we want to say at 4 and 10, we will say it 5 at tsutze. We don't say tsutija, we say tsutze. We add ze, tsutze, which means at. So 5 at tsutze. Here, as you see, ati lost the last e and became at. 5 at tsutze. When it's written 4:50, how do we read it? We read it 5 aglija ati tsuti. 5 aglija ati tsuti. Here, when we want to say at, we don't use ze. After 30, after half, we don't use ze. We use rom. And we put it in front of aglija. So it's written 4 and 50. We read it 5 aglija ati tsuti. It's written 4, but we read it 5. We say 5, then we say aglija, then we say 10 minutes ati tsuti. But when we want to say at 4:50, we will use rom, and we will put this rom in front of aglija. It will be 5 rom aglija ati tsuti. We don't change anything. Nothing is changed. Just we put rom in front of aglija, and we say 5 rom aglija ati tsuti. 5 rom aglija ati tsuti. It means at 4:50. So at what time in Georgian is romel saatze. Romel saatze. When is rodis, and at what time is romel saatze. And when we answer to this question, we say, for example, at 5 o'clock, at 6 o'clock, we say the number. For example, 5 is 5, we say 5 saat ze. When we have ze at the end, the number will lose its last e. So 5 will lose e, it will become 5 saat ze. 6 will be 6 saat ze. 7 will be 7 saat ze. But if there is no e, so numbers don't lose anything. So rva, 8, there is no e, so it will just be rva saat ze. 9 is tskra, also there is no e, modi. It will be tskra saat ze at 9 o'clock. About the half. So for example, when it is half, we say nachevaria. And again, we read one extra, the hour one extra. For example, it's written 2:30. We will say samis nachevaria. Sami is 3. Samis nachevaria. Samis nachevaria. And when we want to say at 2:30, we don't say nachevaria, we say nachevarze. Samis nachevarze. At 2:30. Samis nachevarze. So 2:30 is samis nachevaria. At 2:30 will be samis nachevarze.